Hello everyone and welcome to another vlog. We are already at day 11 of my 3-week Japan trip. Time is flying. Today we are heading to Kagoshima, a city in the very south of Kyushu that has one of the best views of Japan. Why? You probably saw it in the preview, but if you didn't, you just have to wait for it. After a 3-hour train ride, we arrived in Kagoshima, where we bought the Kagoshima City View bus pass, which lets you take as many buses as you want for only 600 yen. If you don't intend to take the ferry in the city, this pass is perfect for you. The lady at the counter was so kind. She asked us where we're from and explained everything, and it was just such a nice experience. We rushed to the bus station to take our bus, and those buses here are really cool because they give announcements about the sightseeing spots while driving you to your destination. For us, we had to get off at one of the last stops so we could enjoy our ride through Kagoshima, which is such a modern, beautiful and really clean city. I didn't have any expectations, but it really surprised me and I would love to come here again. After a long bus drive, we arrived at Sengan-En, a beautiful traditional garden. We got our tickets for 1000 yen each, and since we had a very strict schedule again, we only took the ticket for the garden and the museum, so we skipped the traditional houses that you could visit. We even got a postcard when we entered just because we had the bus pass. This was so cute. Everyone was so friendly who worked here. Sengan-En is a historic Japanese garden, and it's known for its stunning landscapes and its cultural significance. It was created by the Shimazu clan in the 17th century, and the garden connects traditional architecture, serene ponds, and lush greenery. Today, Sengan-En is not only admired for its beautiful landscapes, but also serves as a cultural heritage site and museum, offering insights into the history, tradition, and innovations of the Shimazu clan. As we didn't really have a breakfast, we headed to Ohkatei restaurant first, and oh my god, this is the best view I had in a restaurant on this trip so far. You could look right at Sakurajima, an active volcano, and it's only 4 kilometers away from Kagoshima. This was so cool and what makes the city so unique. You can also take the ferry to an island, but we didn't do it because of time reasons. And the best part of this restaurant was the food that was very delicious as well. You get a mini hot pot and some side dishes, and since Kevin got a different menu, I could also switch some of the vegetables that I didn't like. I am so picky with vegetables, especially with cooked ones. I even recorded a really nice time-lapse of Sakurajima while we were eating. The DJI camera that I use is so nice and amazing for doing this. And this is not a product placement, I had to buy this camera with my own money. Then it was time to properly explore the garden. The sky was still a bit cloudy in the morning, and I heard that on days on which Sakurajima gets very active, the sky even becomes grey and is filled with ash, so I think we were quite lucky with the weather. I really loved how cool the scenery looked like, and it's not like you're so close to a volcano that often. I was so amazed. People also live on the island of Sakurajima, but they have to keep their distance to the volcano, which totally makes sense. When I planned this trip, I wasn't sure if it would be worth it to come to this garden, but oh my god, it's so beautiful and it was so worth it. The garden had different parts, and one part was a little forest area with a shrine, and it looked so serene and peaceful, and there were only a few visitors, so it was so quiet. And I really love when they put flowers in the water. It looks so aesthetically pleasing. There was a tiny but very cute bamboo forest as well, and they even showed a little hidden way to a water shrine, so I went there while Kevin waited for me. This was a cute small water shrine, and I went back to Kevin as fast as I could. Kevin also took care of the time management on this day, so he was telling me to return quickly, and I think we were still a bit scared of the bus situation in Kawaguchiko, so this is why we kind of rushed on this day. And they even had more shrines everywhere, and look at those cute little figures. It was dedicated to cats, and of course I fell in love with it. They had so many cat and animal items here, and I wanted to spend more time exploring this area of the garden, but we had to go back. way to the exit, we passed by many little stores, and all of them looked so modern while still staying true to the traditional buildings. Kevin wanted to try some jumbo mochi. I usually like mochi, but those reminded me more of dango, and while I like mochi, I'm not the biggest dango fan, so after Kevin ordered them, we took a seat to see if I liked them. Kevin thought they were okay, my prediction was true, and I didn't really like them, but who knows, maybe one day I will change my mind about dango and I will enjoy them. But until then, I will let Kevin eat them, I guess. I was so sad that we had to leave this park because it was so beautiful, but at least this cute dolphin bus took us to the next very fitting destination. I was so amazed by Sakurajima on the way back, so of course I had to film this volcano again. And those buses were quite funny because they had a big open area instead of seats, so many people had to stand. We arrived at our destination that was next to the ferry terminal in Sakurajima, but as I already told you, we didn't go to this place. Instead, we visited the aquarium next to it. There was something special about it, and I will show you what it is in a minute. The tickets for the aquarium were 1,500 yen, and it had multiple stories, but we were just a little bit too early for the thing that we wanted to come for, so we decided to spend some time in the aquarium. You can also just skip this step and see the special part without a ticket to the aquarium. You can also see how thick the glass at the aquarium is. I was never expecting this. It was so relaxing here. I really love the vibe of aquariums. They are just so calm. You can just watch fishies swim around and it makes me feel so peaceful. After a dessert, it was finally time for the moment I looked forward to. 3 times a day, the aquarium practices with the dolphins, but the dolphin show was so funny. I think they were still young because they did whatever they wanted and you never knew where they would appear. I loved seeing them in this open area with all of the space, and you don't even have to pay for it. You can find the times of the dolphin show on their Google site. I had to laugh so much because they were so adorable and chaotic at the same time. The day was gone so fast and it was close to sunset time, so we took the bus to the observatory, which was in the opposite direction, and the bus driver let us stay in the bus, so at least we had some seats left. I feel like you have to spend a lot of time here for the buses to get from one point to another, so please plan this into your itinerary. The bus left us at the top of a hill and we had to walk for 10 minutes, but all of the time to get here in total was so worth it. We could see Kagoshima and Sakurajima perfectly, and the clouds of the day disappeared as well, so we had the best view ever. We took some pictures and recorded another time lapse, and then we just sat down to enjoy this beautiful view. It was time to leave and I didn't want to, but yeah, we followed this dark path, so we didn't want to stay until it's like fully dark, and it led us to some stairs that brought us back to the city. There were some tourists who took the stairs up to the observatory and I felt so sorry for them as they were so exhausted. I'm so glad that we did it the other way around. There were so many stairs and I was so happy to be done with this. And this is so unbelievable, but we've just been up there like 10 minutes ago and it seems like it's so far away now. And of course I had to visit this giant torii gate in the middle of the city after seeing it from above. And it led us straight into the city and we wanted to go to some stores anyway, so it was along the way. It looked so majestic and I loved that cars could drive beneath it. This is so unique to someone who's from Europe. The city center looked so pretty and we went into a few stores and there were a few Pokemon collabs going on at 7-Eleven, and I could also finally try the goods that Mr. Donut had during their Pokemon collab, which was really amazing. There was a time where I disliked donuts, but the ones from Mr. Donut have the perfect amount of sweetness and I really like them. I got them so often during my semester abroad in Japan. I got this donut that looks like a Pokeball and it was very delicious. We didn't have a lot of time yet for shopping since we arrived in Japan, so we took the few spare hours that we had for some shopping. After that, we found a hidden tonkatsu restaurant called Aji No Tonkatsu Maruichi, and they offered some black pork tonkatsu. It is a little bit hidden as it's underground, but we found it with the help of Google Maps. They offered seats on a tatami mat, and the whole staff was so kind and welcoming. The chef even came to our table and showed us a tonkatsu hack, which is to add lemon, mustard and tonkatsu sauce to the meat before eating it, and oh my god, I want to eat it like that from now on. He even brought us some extra meat and it was the first time I didn't finish my meal in Japan. It was just too much, but it was so delicious. I would love to come here again. And after that, we walked to the train station, and in general, I have to say that Kagoshima really amazed me. It was such a modern, unique and beautiful city, and I would love to come here again one day. They even had a Disney promotion going on in Kyushu, and they had a lot of Disney stuff at the train stations. I didn't understand what it was about though. The train ride back to Hakata took like 2 hours, and I used the time to reflect on my day. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Also feel free to leave a comment, a sub or anything that gives me some feedback if you like those vlogs or not, because I don't know, I feel like my Animal Crossing videos are doing better now, so I was thinking about opening up a second account just for the vlogs.